Look at your balance sheet and locate the heaviest anchor dragging down your profit margins as you attempt to scale. For decades, enterprise growth has been fundamentally chained to human headcount, forcing visionary leaders to build massive, sprawling support operations just to maintain basic service levels. This linear equation of hiring more people to handle more volume has created bloated infrastructure that suffocates agility and drains capital. You are bleeding resources into a reactive machine when you should be investing in proactive market dominance. That era of linear scaling is officially dead, and the proof lies in a staggering technological coup within the fintech sector. Klarna recently executed a masterclass in operational efficiency by deploying an AI conversational agent that single-handedly absorbed the workload of 700 full-time human representatives. They did not just trim the fat from their organizational chart, they fundamentally rewrote the unit economics of global customer service. This is the blueprint for decoupling your revenue growth from your operational overhead. What you are witnessing is the operational transformation of a massive cost center into a scalable AI-driven engine. This is not about deploying a superficial widget to deflect basic web traffic. By integrating advanced generative models deeply into their core infrastructure, they engineered a relentless, hyper-efficient system capable of absorbing exponential transaction volume. The strategic implication for your business is profound, demanding an immediate shift from viewing support as a necessary evil to treating it as a dynamic, autonomous asset. The architectural secret behind this paradigm shift is deep, unrestricted system integration. Klarna did not just plug in a generic language model and hope for the best. They built a secure bridge between their AI and their internal transaction database. This meant the system was not just reading scripts, but actively retrieving real-time account data, analyzing purchase histories, and executing complex workflows. To replicate this, your technical infrastructure must grant artificial intelligence secure read and write access to your central data repositories. The immediate return on this deep integration was nothing short of a statistical anomaly. Resolution times plummeted drastically, dropping from an average of several hours to less than 3 minutes per interaction. Imagine the sheer velocity of clearing thousands of complex customer inquiries in the time it takes a human agent to log into their workstation. Crucially, they achieved this unprecedented speed while maintaining exact parity in their customer satisfaction scores, proving that ruthless automation does not require sacrificing service quality. This velocity fundamentally redefines the mechanics of fintech scaling. When your support capacity can instantly flex to handle peak holiday transaction surges without hiring a single temporary worker, you gain immense financial leverage. The capital previously earmarked for recruiting, training, and housing massive offshore teams is instantly freed up. You can now redirect millions of dollars directly into aggressive product development and hostile market expansion, leaving competitors who still rely on legacy human capital fighting a structurally unwinnable war of margins. Yet, a persistent psychological barrier continues to paralyze executive boards across the globe. The traditional fear is the deeply ingrained assumption that automation inherently degrades the end-user experience, alienating high-value clients with robotic, unhelpful interactions. This hesitation stems from the trauma of early-generation chatbots that trapped users in endless, frustrating decision trees. Clinging to this outdated bias is a fatal strategic error that will leave your enterprise vulnerable to more aggressive, technologically fluent challengers. The new standard shatters that outdated myth completely by proving that intelligent automation actually elevates the user experience. Because the system has direct access to the transaction database, it can instantly process complex tasks like issuing refunds, pausing payments, and resolving billing disputes with surgical precision. The user is not battling a machine for the right to speak to a human. They are experiencing instantaneous, frictionless resolution of their most critical financial friction points. The strategic blueprint here requires treating artificial intelligence as a foundational operational layer, not a peripheral experiment. You must mandate aggressive cross-functional alignment between your engineering teams, your data governance boards, and your customer success leadership. This is not an IT project. It is a total structural reorganization of how your company delivers value. When you elevate automation to a core strategic imperative, You force every department to rethink their workflows through the lens of autonomous execution. The foundation of this execution relies entirely on the integrity of your data pipeline. Large language models are functionally useless if they operate in a vacuum without context. To achieve enterprise-grade automation, you must structure your proprietary data so that the AI can securely query, analyze, and manipulate it in milliseconds. Your immediate priority must be breaking down internal data silos and establishing robust APIs that allow your autonomous systems to interface seamlessly with your core systems of record. Once that data foundation is solid, you must meticulously map the customer journey to identify high-volume, low-complexity friction points for immediate algorithmic takeover. You do not automate everything at once. You surgically target the repetitive inquiries that consume the vast majority of your human bandwidth. By routing these predictable interactions to the machine, you instantly clear the backlog, allowing your system to process thousands of simultaneous requests without breaking a sweat. The financial leverage gained from this targeted automation is staggering. Your cost per resolution approaches zero, transforming your operational budget from a massive liability into a hyper-efficient asset. Furthermore, the error rate on data entry and processing tasks drops to near zero, eliminating the costly downstream effects of human fatigue and manual mistakes. This is the mathematical reality of deploying an intelligent workforce that never sleeps, never takes a vacation, and scales infinitely on demand. The gap between companies embracing this reality and those resisting it is widening into an unbridgeable chasm. Competitors still throwing human bodies at operational bottlenecks are bleeding cash just to tread water. They are trapped in a cycle of diminishing returns, unable to invest in innovation because their capital is tied up in maintaining a bloated, outdated infrastructure. Your aggressive adoption of these technologies positions you to systematically dismantle their market share. This level of structural efficiency creates an impenetrable moat around your business. When your baseline operational costs are a fraction of your competitors, you can weaponize your pricing strategy, outspend them on customer acquisition, and weather economic downturns with absolute impunity. You are no longer just participating in your industry. You are rewriting the rules of engagement and forcing the entire market to react to your relentless pace of execution. Despite this clear mandate for dominance, many B2B leaders still treat these technologies as neat parlor tricks, running isolated pilot programs that generate zero structural leverage. They deploy a generative tool to write marketing copy or summarize emails, completely missing the enterprise-wide applications that actually drive valuation. This superficial approach is a dangerous distraction that provides a false sense of progress, while leaving the core operational inefficiencies completely untouched. True disruption requires you to embed these autonomous agents directly into the critical path of your revenue operations. You must transition your human workforce away from routine data processing and elevate them into complex problem solvers and strategic relationship managers. The goal is not merely to replace human effort, but to augment your top performers, giving them the bandwidth to focus exclusively on high-stakes negotiations and bespoke client solutions that machines cannot replicate. To deploy at this scale safely, you must establish robust guardrails and human-in-the-loop escalation protocols. The system must be trained to recognize its own limitations, instantly routing highly sensitive or emotionally charged edge cases to a specialized human escalation team. This hybrid approach guarantees brand safety and regulatory compliance while maximizing autonomous throughput for the vast majority of your daily operational volume. Beyond the immediate cost savings, this autonomous infrastructure generates perfectly structured real-time telemetry on every single client interaction. Every question asked, every point of friction encountered, and every resolution path taken is instantly categorized and analyzed. Your customer service operations transform from a reactive complaint department into the most powerful, data-rich intelligence-gathering mechanism within your entire enterprise. This telemetry feeds directly back into your product development cycles, creating a self-optimizing feedback loop that accelerates innovation. When the machine identifies a sudden spike in inquiries about a specific feature, Your engineering team receives that data instantly, allowing them to deploy a fix before the issue impacts your broader user base. You are effectively using your support infrastructure to proactively engineer a flawless product experience. This proactive engineering is the ultimate hallmark of a dominant enterprise. You are anticipating customer needs and resolving systemic issues faster than your competitors can even identify them. By turning every interaction into actionable data, you continuously refine your offering, creating a product so seamless and intuitive that it practically sells itself. This is how you lock in enterprise clients and drive lifetime value through the roof. The enterprise of tomorrow will operate with a hyper-lean human core, orchestrating vast fleets of digital workers executing complex workflows at light speed. The leaders who survive this transition will be those who recognize that artificial intelligence is not a tool for incremental improvement, but the foundational architecture of modern business. Your ability to scale will be dictated entirely by your willingness to hand over operational control to intelligent systems. The window to secure this strategic advantage is rapidly closing. The technology is proven, the deployment blueprints are clear, and the financial imperative is undeniable. You must aggressively integrate these autonomous systems into your core operations right now. Do not wait for the market to force your hand. Seize this capability, crush your operational bloat, and establish your enterprise as the undisputed apex predator in your industry.